Family is dealing with an unimaginable loss. A father and a son, Stephen and Robert Scuba, died in a house fire in Glendale early this morning. Team 12's Bianca Bono talked to their grieving family. She joins us live now near the scene with more on that fire and its devastating effects. Bianca.
Mark, we're told the two were extremely close. Steve was a caretaker for his son, Robert, who was developmentally disabled. Now their family is trying to cope.
My dad and brother were best buddies.
Steve Scuba Jr. describing the relationship between his 29-year-old brother, Robert, and his dad. It was special.
They would go get seeds for planting.
Steve Sr., a retired United States Department of Agriculture employee who loved square dancing and volunteering, was also a caretaker for Robert.
My dad was probably one of the kindest people that I know.
Robert was developmentally disabled and nonverbal, but Steve Jr. says his brother didn't need words. Through signs, it was clear he loved everyone around him.
He brought joy to everyone.
Which makes the fire even more heartbreaking. The Glendale Fire Department says neighbors called 911 while Steve and Robert were sleeping. The Scuba's home near 55th Avenue and Sunny Slope Lane engulfed in flames. When first responders showed up, Steve and Robert were still inside. Firefighters battling through fire and smoke, eventually getting them both out. But it was too late.
Just struggling through this.
An entire family changed forever. Steve Jr. now reflecting on photos of his brother, remembering his passion for baseball, gardening, and animals, and his dad's loving moments as a father and grandfather. As the Scuba family begins the difficult process of coping, the community's touched by the father and son, showing an outpouring of support, a testament to the legacy they leave behind.
They made a positive impact.
And investigators are still working to figure out what caused this fire. And in the meantime, they're reminding everyone to make sure you have a working smoke detector. You can help the Scuba family through this difficult time. You can find a link to a GoFundMe page right now on our 12 News app. We're live in Glendale tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News at 10.
Okay, Bianca, thanks. It was